What is shaking bacon, all my beautiful apes? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler, and in this video we are going to be going over the fact that margin calls have likely already started to go out since we did hit those lows at about $30 per share all the way up to about $52 per share. We have since retracted, now currently at $46.60, but the technical analysis still looks very bullish, and I would not count AMC out as far as this next rally that we are likely to see in the next coming days and coming weeks. So we're going to be talking about how really the smaller hedge funds are the ones that are being margin called, and then ultimately the big guys like Citadel, they will get margin called, but when AMC is thousands of dollars per share, mark my words on that one. We're also going to be talking about what is going on in the overall markets, because as we do know, the one piece that is missing to the AMC puzzle in general is the stock market crash or correction, and it looks like it's going to be a couple more weeks, if I were to say, before we do see this correction, but that is only my opinion, and we're going to go over the charts and what that is telling us. But besides that, we're going to talk about what is going on with AMC as far as a technical basis, the possibility of seeing a gamma squeeze the next 2 days, as well as go over the Ortex data. So let's not waste any time. Drop that like on the video to help push this video out to as many people as possible. And this is a very important concept that all apes need to be made aware about, that will really give them a certain level of confidence. As well as that, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell so you guys be notified when these videos are uploaded. And some of you guys do know about this GoFundMe. I'm only going to briefly mention it because some of you guys have been pretty skeptical, and I do like to stay skeptical myself, especially if you don't know if something is legit or not. It's really hard to tell, but a lot of you guys ask for proof, and here is your proof, the best proof that I could possibly give you. So this is the picture that I was actually sent. You see the tattoo right here, and that's the scar to relieve the pressure, and that is the tattoo right here. I'm not sure how clear you guys can actually see that, but this is Madison. That's the situation going on. If you don't know, she was in a rollover crash. They weren't drinking, nothing like that. The toxicology report came back, so it was nothing like that. I don't know what happened, if something happened with the car, hard to tell. The car is in half. She was ejected from the car, and there's a certain level of brain damage, but hopefully nothing that will be around for a long period of time, or nothing that will be with her forever. So if you guys want to donate to the GoFundMe, check it out. It is pinned in the top comment. But let's not waste any time with that or anything else. Let's get straight into this video. And something that I want to point out, guys, if we were taking a look at the 15-minute candlestick chart, we just sold off very hard today. We were down about 7% at the lowest point today, and then we did rally. We went green with AMC stock. Take a look right here, up about 1%, and then we did come down and then pretty much level out, down about 0.24% after hour, or 0.5% after hours, excuse me, and down 0.97% in regular trading. So it does look like this was really just a consolidation day. I like to think, you see positive 5 or 3% days, you see negative 3% days, or in between, right, 1 to 3%. Those are pretty much consolidation days, and that is going to be expected after you rally from really $28 all the way up to $52. You're going to see a little bit of pullback relative to the pullback and where we are seeing. We are still at this consolidation phase that we did see for a couple days. That was September 7th and September 9th before we did gap up to almost $53 per share. So I do expect a gap up. Watch this $50 level. That is going to be some resistance. If we break above that, watch to stay above $50 per share. Now, let's get into this margin call situation. What is exactly going on? And as you guys do know, the margin debt outstanding in the stock market is absolutely insane. It is over double what we seen during the crash of 2020 just 18 months ago. So it is not a surprise that hedge funds, institutions are very over leveraged, and we can go through their short positions all day long on Fintel, but they are only legally obligated to report their put short positions. So we don't simply know which hedge funds are actually taking on these large positions. Obviously, it's probably going to be the guys like Citadel that already have large put positions, but they don't legally have to disclose their shorted shares position. So we can only speculate on that, but I do think the guys like Citadel, the big guys, have massive short positions. And what essentially happens when the stock market does go through a crash or correction, you guys have to really think about what a hedge fund's portfolio looks like. And I might sound like a broken record if you watch all these videos, but I want to ingrain it in your guys' brains and hopefully reach as many people as possible that have not heard this before. It's not a highly talked about topic. The one thing that'll cause the AMC mother of all short squeezes. So back to the hedge funds. You have to think about the hedge funds portfolios. Somebody like Citadel, they have 3,000 positions. Do you think they care if AMC goes to $1,000, $5,000? Do you think the broker is going to call them up and say, hey, we got to liquidate you guys because you're a risk? No, it's not going to happen. They have $450 billion of assets under management. They could buy AMC and it would be a relatively small portion of their portfolio. So it doesn't matter what AMC does on a day-to-day basis. Even if it goes to $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000, they would not be forced to cover. And we need all of the shorts to cover on their short positions. But when the overall market goes down, their portfolio values go down. Their overall collateral starts to go down. So you see their portfolio values going down. You see their margin maintenance levels going up. And this is really important when we are talking about hedge funds in general and the small hedge funds with small short positions or large short positions for that matter in AMC stock. You guys can look at it like a staircase, right? Citadel there at the top of the staircase. They're going to be the last ones that want to cover on their short positions just because they don't have to and they want to prove a point. I think it's very egotistical at this point, but you're going to see the smaller hedge funds that start to get margin called. We've probably seen the hedge funds, with less than $100 million worth of assets under management or even less than $1 billion of assets under management likely have covered on some of their short positions when AMC did rally from $30 to $52, because that is, 20 some percent. That is a significant amount. That is actually way more than that. Excuse me for my bad math there, but that is a significant amount. And the small guys, they don't have that collateral to put in their short positions. But ultimately, this crash or correction will cause the mother of all short squeezes. And there is a lot of trouble brewing in our markets. And I just want to point out for you guys, something that pretty much all analysts have been following is this 50-day moving average on the daily candlestick chart. Ever since November, when we did cross above this November of 2020, we have stayed over this 50-day moving average, only touching this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now 10 times. Some people argue about how many times. We are just looking at the candlesticks here. Now, what this is telling investors is that we are actually likely to bounce up above this. Anything is possible, but a lot of investors think we're going to hit all-time highs yet again before we do come down and retrace this 50-day moving average like it has happened every single time after we did hit this 50-day moving average. You go up, hit an all-time high, come back down to this 50-day moving average, repeat that cycle over and over again. So the crash or correction could take a little bit more time, in my personal opinion, but anything could happen. We could have a very red day tomorrow. There is certainly a lot of news around the markets that would suggest an overall sell-off is coming. Now, let's get into some of the information about AMC. Start off with the Ortex data, and we are looking at 18.81% short interest percentage of free float, very high amount. We're likely to see that continue to climb. It is actually down about not 2%, but it's down about, a little bit less than 1% for the day. But you are seeing the share utilization at 88.11%. 7 days ago at 92.38%. So you're seeing more shares that are actually available to be lent out. You're not seeing the free float on loan going up, as I do expect it will, but 7 days ago we were at 23.43% of the free float on loan, went down well over 2.3%. We have not seen the short interest go up nearly as much, so I do expect that was actually sold short into the open markets and not really all returned shares. So that's what I'm expecting, the short interest to go up about 2%, and for more shorts to continue to take on short positions like we have seen pretty much every single red day that AMC does have. You see a short attack, 2 days later you see the short interest go up 1 to even 3.5%. So that is really all you guys need to know. That was a quick rundown of the Ortex data. That is all you guys need to know. But the Stonko tracker, the potential for a gamma squeeze, still on the table just because of how close the actual calls are to going in the money. A lot of the open interest is held at the 50, 55, 60, 65, and $70 strike. If we see a positive 25% day, really, tomorrow or Friday, you're going to see a lot of contracts go into the money. It is possible. Anything is possible. I wouldn't count it off the table, but I wouldn't necessarily expect it to be the case. You're seeing a lot of shorted activity, and the hedge funds, they don't want to see a gamma squeeze, something we have known for a very long time. But you're seeing in the money calls at about 125,000, out of the money calls at 410,000. Very, very large amount, very significant numbers right here. So I do expect there to be some overall hedging coming Thursday and Friday, but Thursday does tend to be our reddest day on average, and then Friday is close behind. So just due to the fact that we did see such a strong sell-off today and we've seen that bounce back up, I think we're likely to continue on this rally that we have been seeing either tomorrow or on Friday with a very strong day, but I wouldn't make any trades based around that directly. So in all, watch out for AMC to break over a $50 resistance level. Watch for the continued margin calls, and really as long as we stay above $40 per share, it is looking incredibly bullish, and I will not argue with that whatsoever. I think it's very much more likely that we will bounce up over $50 due to the fact that we've seen such a strong bounce today, almost closing green and actually going green midday today after being down about 7%. That definitely tells you a lot about retail investors and the fact that shorts are continuing to double down on their short positions. Likely to see the short interest go up about 2% in the next coming days. By Friday would be my prediction, but I am not a financial advisor, so always come to your own conclusions after you hear my opinions and this information. So that is going to be all for this video. Drop that like on the video, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think about this margin call situation. If you agree with my thesis about Citadel never being forced to cover if they didn't want to, and obviously they don't want to, but if a crash or correction comes, they will be forced to. So let me know what you guys think about my opinion on that situation. If you think it's the smaller hedge funds covering and then ultimately leading to the big guys that really send AMC stock home. Also, if you guys want to check out the link for the GoFundMe pinned in the top comment. I do love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for those of you guys that have supported. Raised about $500 in total, so I do greatly appreciate it. As soon as she's conscious and awake enough to, I'm sure she'll be thanking you guys as well in a video. So with all of that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video.